Oh, breaker 19, you got your ears on? You got your ears on? You got your ears on. Hey, how's it going, guys? It is currently that time right there. I'm starting late today, like I always do, because I got to get used to this, because I don't know what this, like I said, I don't know what the new job's going to bring. It could bring a bunch of friggin' excitement to my life and a bunch of like after hours work and stuff. So going to vlog when I can, and cam when I vlog, whatever that means. Anyway, guys, I mentioned on yesterday's video, I wanted to talk about something. I got talking to a buddy of mine who's like successful on YouTube, and he brought up the comment of how my subscribers are dwindling. I've been losing a lot lately, and it's true. Like I'm down to like 1,400 or 14,065. And we got talking about it and stuff, and you know, I really don't care. Like honestly, subscribers mean really nothing unless you're going for those medallions, like the play buttons, you know. And I could care less about those. Some people, like I know Rex really wants one, and a couple other people want them, and whatever. Like it's just something else to clutter up my walls. Who cares? Like. Whatever. But he's like, man, he's like, are your views dropping? I said, no, the views are maintaining the same. So because I've been making the same kind of content, and he's like, do you understand what's going on? I said, yeah, I know what's going on. And he's like, because he makes an outdoors channel. He does outdoor things. He fishes, he hunts, he skins, he, you know, whatever, all that outdoor stuff, bushcrafting, all that fun stuff. And my channel, oh, it's the dog drinking water. I thought the cat was like, oh, mom. It's just the dog's drinking water. Anyway, he does... Like he's a niche. He has a niche. So like one tip I could give to anybody on YouTube is don't pick up a camera until you know what you want to do. And if you guys remember back in the Skivinz days, literally I was watching David's farm. I went over to my buddy's garage, started watching David's farm. I'm like, that's some cool shit. Like this guy's making a roller coaster out of a Chevy Cavalier. He made a van with a high seat on it in the back that he was driving from the back of the van. Like this guy was crafting some crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, it'd be awesome to do YouTube and make videos, but I don't know what to make them of. And it wasn't until I came across Redneck Rickham's channel, where he was literally just making videos about random stuff happening in the neighborhood, his go-kart, you know, simple stuff like that, where I was like, you know, I could probably do that, because I just wanted to get into video making, because, you know, it's kind of fun. It's really cool to put videos up on YouTube. So we got, so that's when I started, but I never really had a niche with the Skivinz channel. Like I started off, you know, doing camera reviews, because I was buying cameras like they were going out of style. You guys remember back in the day. Hell, I still got a bunch of them here, and none of them work. I don't know why I'm hanging on to them. They're all pretty much potato. You know, I got the ZX5. The ZX3 has been a bacon bit. I tossed that a long time ago. After that was put in the ocean in Mexico, and then we put it in the cenote, and the seals blew, and she took on water, and well, that was all she wrote. She was basically a pizza pocket, so chucked that one in the poubelle. You know, I went through a slew of cameras between camcorders, hand cams, point and shoots, all sorts of like the, you know, and I made those comparison videos of like the the black flip versus the white flip. I can't remember what the difference. Oh yeah, one was 60 frames per second, one was 30. That was the old difference. They're both 720 elemental Ps, but you know, whatever. And then I did the GoPro versus, and then I did, you know, I did a bunch of camera versus videos. They're probably on this channel somewhere. I don't know. They're super old. They're not getting any traction now because it's all outdated technology. But I never really had a niche on this channel or on Skivinz channel. And the Skivinz channel, I did a lot of homemade stuff like infrared light, because cameras can see IR, and I figured maybe that would give me an edge. So I wouldn't have blinding light in my face to get good video, but I could do those night shots. Turns out you actually need a camera with night shot to make it really good. And I remember that because Bruce brought his Sony to work, and we brought it into the safe, and we tried night shot mode, and it was okay. And then I turned on my LED, and like literally it was like daylight in there. Black and white daylight, but daylight nonetheless. That IR light threw some serious friggin' light around the place. And it looked friggin' good. It looked really good. Like really impressive and stuff. So, you know, I did stuff like that. You know, I tried the old poo-poo Garrett Smash videos back in the day. I did a couple Smash videos. They got some good views. Built a bunch of ways to mount your camera to the car, you know, all that fun stuff. But I never really fell into a niche. And then with the Vlogging Life channel, I was like, you know what, I'll just vlog my days. And a lot of people really liked that. Mainly because I was getting really personal. I was involving like my girlfriend and then all of our bullshit. And then when we broke up, I talked about that. And then Jules came into the picture and she was in the videos. And then all of a sudden she was out of the videos. And then, you know, so on and so forth. I was putting my life out there talking about the struggles of working at a call center and how much it sucked. And then, working at a vape shop and why you should never work for friends. But I realized that sometimes you shouldn't put everything on YouTube, and then I changed it up. And that's when I decided, you know what? I kind of want to get into more different style of videos. So last year? Yeah, last year I rebranded the channel Skivinz with the fat bike fishing, because I was doing a lot of cycling videos and a lot of fishing videos. And that's where the fish lift cycle never stop came from, because you know what? Those three things brought me happiness. And the worst time ever, when I was super upset, jumping on that bike and going out for a rip cleared my mind, let me think. Because let me tell you guys, the best time I think is when I'm physically busy, like when I'm physically stressed. That's the best time my brain is like free to do what it wants to do and think about problems that I have to solve them. So get on that bike, burn myself right out, and then all of a sudden I can solve other problems in my life, like other ideas get to solve. Like I think of things like, for instance, the Trans Am, that problem I had with the PCV, where the negative crankcase, I guess you can call it. I didn't know how to fix that. And then I got to thinking, like, there's got to be something I can stick in there to hook it up to an open air element. And then, you know, my brain started thinking, like, what's that part called? So I looked up crankcase on Google, and then I found it, and I found an actual picture of something somebody used, and they were cool enough to actually leave an Amazon link of what I needed to buy. So I did. You know, so like even when I'm out fishing, you guys see the fishing videos. What you don't see is the thoughts that are going on in my head while I'm fishing, while I'm relaxing and I'm fishing away and I'm, you know, casting out and all that stuff. This thing up here, because it doesn't have to focus on much, can just wander and start coming up with ideas and ways to do things better. You know, I can't do that while I'm working. Like when I'm doing my job, my mind is on my job. My mind is on solving problems for other people, on coming up with solutions to problems that may arise, stuff like that. So I can't really focus on the videos. But then the video came out today called They Stole My Idea. And, you know, I got to thinking, like, a lot of people commented saying they came to this channel for the realism I bring. Like, there's been a couple people that have met me in public. There's one guy who was traveling from down south, I think it was Ottawa, and he came to North Bay one year, and we were both going to the beer store to get beer, because, well, what else do you buy at the beer store, right? I guess you could buy a hat and a shirt, because they sell, you know, apparel there, and they sell the merch at the beer store. He popped in, and he saw me, and he was like, holy crap, it's vlogging life. And then we got talking and stuff, and he's like, dude, this is awesome. I'm like, what? He's like, you're no different than you are on camera. Like, you're the same person in real life that you are on camera. And I'm like, well, yeah, isn't everybody? Like, only other YouTubers I've met were like Crazy British Bloke, and he's pretty much the same off camera, on camera. You know, Pug Life, same, off camera, on camera. Dave was different off camera, on camera. He had kind of a YouTube persona that he played up, but like, I never really met any other, like, I never met any really big YouTubers. Like Poo Poo Garrett, he's probably the biggest one in our community right now. And he's the same crazy person off camera that he is on camera. The guy's nuts. You can pretty much get him to do anything. Like the one time I had him climb the ladder at Tim Hortons to get on the roof, and he did. We got in shit and we're asked to leave. Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, like I've never really met any big YouTubers that play up a persona on YouTube. Like I figured that was the whole idea for YouTube, was to broadcast your life, you know? And that's what I do. So, and people say they come here for the realism, for the fun, for whatever. You know, some people came for flyer day and they don't deliver flyers anymore because of reasons. One thing I really don't understand about the whole recycling thing is, okay, they canceled plastic straws, right? You can't get plastic straws. You go to McDonald's, they give you a paper straw. It's good for around 2-3 sucks and then it collapses on you. You go to Starbucks, same thing, paper straws. You go places to get these freaking straws. I think she's trying to entice the dog to lick her. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening right now. Gonna go give your kitty cat some kisses. Gonna give your kitty cat some kisses. He won't give his kitty cat some kisses. So they cancel plastic straws, right? Yet the baby, the pregnancy testers, those are still made of plastic. Like, how come they haven't come out with a cardboard strip that you piss on that you can just throw in the garbage and it would degrade? Why is that still a straw-sized piece of plastic and like not even recyclable plastic? This is like the shit that you don't want in the dump because it takes forever to recycle. Why haven't they modernized that into something that's recyclable? I don't think straws are our biggest problem here, but maybe they are. I don't know. The ocean has a lot of shit in it, that's for sure. I've seen it on Field Days videos. He would go on an island and there was just junk after junk, garbage after garbage all up on the beach. So Yeah, I guess straws are a bit of a problem, but you don't think those pregnancy testers are, especially after COVID? Okay, this is cute. Scampers is driving her paw into the water and then licking the water off of it. My kitty cat is a weirdo. Big time. What are you doing? Really? Okay. So, yeah, I never really had a plan for this channel. Like when I first started off as Vlogging Life, it was going to be a daily vlog of my daily activities. But then it kind of got mundane and people were complaining like, you do the same thing every day. And it's like, well, yeah, I do. I don't have a life, so I don't know why I'm vlogging it. Probably because the channel's Vlogging Life. So then I figured with Skivinz, literally the channel is just my nickname. That was given to me by Pug because he couldn't say Skaven. Anyway, whatever, who cares? But I went with that and I kind of stole an idea from Flair and used the fish, but I put fat bike tires on it and figured that was good enough to not be plagiarizing and rolled with it because that's what I like to do. I like to fish. I like to bike. Mind you, this summer I probably won't be on a fat bike. Now that I got this new job, I can actually afford to buy a bike that isn't $300 from Canadian Tire that'll fall apart in one season. Nice. Might be able to get a bike that's at least, you know, $700 and will last 2 seasons. Wouldn't that be neat? So, yeah. You know, and I wanted to go camping and stuff this summer, but like I said, COVID restrictions prevented us from using Crown land and all that shit. But I don't have a niche, and that's the reason why I'm losing subscribers right now, is because a lot of people came in for the fishing. Like last year when I started fishing, I was getting a whole bunch of new subscribers, a bunch of people who were like so-and-so outdoors or so-and-so fishing or whatever, because they're like, oh, look, another local fisher person or another local angler. Let's see what they do. Let's see where they go. And then I always went to the same point. Like I went to the same place, Cherry Point. And I don't mind giving away my friggin' locations. I don't see what the big friggin' deal is. Like a lot of anglers out there freak out. Like, you're in my spot. Well, I'm sorry. You don't really own the water unless you have beachfront property, so you don't really have a say on where you can fish. And that's what he was telling me. He's like, dude, you got to find a niche and stick with it. And I said, well, you know, for you, it's a different story because for you, this is what pays your bills. This is what you use to put food on the table, pay your mortgage, pay everything. For him, this is like my job. For me, this is like somebody who knits or cross stitches or, you know, so on and so forth, like builds stuff in their garage to sell on Etsy or yard sales, like the guy down the street who carves bears and then sells them for a good amount of money. This for me has never been about, I want to quit my day job and become full-time YouTuber. Even though I did try that once and it was an utter fail, but I kind of expected that to happen because it was in the winter and winter time is freaking boring. But as you guys can tell, I do all sorts of crap on this channel. And, you know, I know at least 300 people who watch the channel appreciate it. They like the randomness and, like I was told, the realness. That's what was in the comments today. They like how I keep it real and I don't mess things up and I don't bring drama to the table anymore. I used to bring lots of drama to the table and that pissed a lot of people off. I was always so angry back in the day and really upset and mad at life, and I'd pick up the camera and I'd be mad at life on the camera, and well, those videos did get good views. It wasn't very good for the audience because they were like, holy crap, why are we watching this guy? Hey, let's tune in tomorrow, you know? But no, things are 2022, despite all the nonsense going around. For me, I feel like this is the year where things are going to get better before they get worse. You know, it's already starting off on a good foot for me anyway. Like, I know a lot of people out there having a hell of a time finding jobs, especially with these lockdowns, and other problems. Like, I had people telling me in the comments that they got job offers, but they applied for jobs and they bombed the interview. And I've discovered the way these interviewers work now, it's all SAR, situation, action, resolution. They ask you a question, dig deep in your brain and find a situation where you were in the similar situation. Like if they come up with something like, okay, this happened. Then you're like, oh yeah, this once happened to me where this thing occurred and I had to go and research it on Google or whatever. Who cares where you got the answer from? You know, I asked a buddy who was in a similar situation and he explained it to me, and then I came up with the answer, I applied it, and it worked. Like, that's what they want. They want SAR, and they want you to talk for a while. They want you to really, like, even if you know the people, like let's say you know the person who's interviewing you, walk in there like they don't know you. You literally have to sell yourself in these friggin' interviews. I didn't know that on my SO2 interview. So when I found out what the heck was going on, you can bet your Skippy that I was going into the SO3 ready to rock. Like I took down notes of my strengths and my weaknesses. My main weaknesses is I don't work well with others, and that's going to have to change because I'm going to have a partner. Yay, partner, woo. Who loves group work? I don't, but whatever. As long as the job gets done, the paychecks hit the bank, I don't give two shits. I'll do whatever the hell they want. So, but yeah, it's like, that's how it works. And like nowadays, I remember back in the day when you used to make a resume, it was like your name and your address and then what schools you went to and then where you worked. And then your cover letter was just a simple, hi, I'm applying for the position of French fry burner at McDonald's. My skills are I'm really good at deep frying and I can hear a buzzer really loudly despite all the conversations. Now what they want you to do, and this is weird because a lot of companies do this, guys. So if you're looking for a new job, pay close freaking attention. A lot of them don't even read the cover letter anymore. They literally put it through a utility that scans to see if you have keywords in there. And it's happening again. He's licking the cat. And the cat just told me to frig off. Like a lot of companies use this utility where it scans the cover letter and looks for keywords. Like my job, for instance, the one that I just applied for. They were looking to see if you had at any point in there Windows, if you had networking, if you had just the word. They don't care how you applied it. You could have said, I networked Windows computers through Linux systems while customer serving. And they would literally look for all these keywords. And the more keywords that popped up, the more points you get. And then what happens is the system will produce a list of compatible people that produce those keywords, whether or not you can do it or not. It don't care. Fake it till you make it, boys. And that's how it works. It's kind of ridiculous that I found that out. I'm like, are you serious? This is how they're like judging people? Like I did that with my first cover letter because I talked to my manager and he's like, listen, just make sure you cover as many keywords that are in the job description and then you'll make it to the interview. And once you do, let me know. I will coach you on that too. He's like, because it's pretty much the same. And I never got back to him to coach it because they had me doing 3 different freaking things at once. And I just didn't have a chance to contact him and be like, okay, I made it to the interview process. What's next? But I ended up figuring that out for myself. But in a way, I'm kind of happy because SO2 doesn't make as much as SO3. And SO3 is more down my alley of what I do now. SO2 is kind of like, you're like a clerk, where SO3, you're like tech hands-on, friggin' knee deep in the troubleshooting. And that's where I shine. That's where I grow. That's where I give her. So I'm glad I had my practice interview on the SO2, but like seriously, with the cover letter, that's what they're looking. A lot of places will just like try and formulate it so if they do read it, it makes sense. It doesn't look like you're reading gibberish from a freaking stereo manual. That it's actually a good read, like it actually covers topics, like, you know, talk about jobs where you used those skill sets to do the, you know, like if you're applying for a mechanic job, talk about how you've done work on your own car. How, you know, one day I went to start my car and it wouldn't start. So I checked the battery and it had voltage. I checked the air and it looks like a chipmunk decided to make a nest in there. So I had to clean out the air box, replace the air filter. I cranked it over again and whatever the case, that actually happened to me back in the day, guys. My Ford Tempo, I park it over the summer and then drive it over the winter. Well, parking it over the summer, freaking Squirrels decided that was a great place to store nuts, was in the air box. So they filled that thing up friggin' tight. So I went to start the car in the winter and I'm like, what the frig? So I checked, we're getting gas, you know, we're getting fuel into the system, we got spark, and then the easiest thing to check, I checked last. I pulled the air box open, took the air filter out, and holy crap, man, Chestnut City. Or yeah, Acorn City, sorry, Acorn City. It was brutal, it was crazy, it was stupid freaking squirrels. So yeah, I know a lot of you commented on today's video talking about trying to get a job and not being successful. Go on YouTube and look up SAR interview or SAR interview process. I watched 3 videos on it and I now 100% understand it, where I could probably give courses on how to do a SAR interview because it just makes so much sense. Like there's no logic in it. This is the reason why people who have 0 skill sets in the environment get the job. It's because they learn the process, learn how to work the system, get into an environment, and then they're lost when they actually got to produce. So like, don't take a job that you can't do the SAR, get in, and then show how you're not able to do the job, because you're going to make a lot of people mad and that won't be good. But if it's a job that you know you can ace, if it's a job you know you can slay, and you don't get it, and it's because you didn't follow the SAR protocol, that's why. And is it stupid that this is how they do things? I 100% have to say yes, because there are, like I said, a lot of people in my job right now. Like, I've trained a bunch of people who've come on, and one of them I actually had to show them how to use Windows before I could show them how to troubleshoot Windows. And that's a problem. That's a major issue. I shouldn't have to teach you how to use the OS that you're going to be fixing. So yeah, make sure, how's the battery life doing? Look at that, finally got some dots. We finally got some battery burnt off this thing. Nice. I'm going to ride this road right until it's friggin' dead and see how long it takes to charge. Probably just going to put on the charger overnight. But it's what you got to do. It's the SAR. And with the cover letter writing, like a buddy of mine, Jason, he's trying to get a new job, and he applied for a bunch, and he got denied because he's just not following the cover letter approach. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I know it's ridiculous. You got to do it. It's what they want. Like, a lot of people don't like the job they're in because they're being told to do some it's legal stuff, but in their mind, it's pointless. But you got to remember, at the end of the day, who's paying your paycheck? If your boss tells you, I need this done, I need to do this, or this has to be done, then just friggin' do it and collect a paycheck. Or quit and don't collect a paycheck, go on EI and lose everything you own. You know what I mean? And that's something a lot of people just don't get. So, now I know I started this video off talking about YouTube, and I went into the whole job thing because that was a comment. But like I said with YouTube, guys, if you guys ever want to get into YouTubing, one thing I can tell you for sure is find a niche, stick with it. I rebranded this channel so many freaking times over the time that I've been making it. From vlogging, to tech, to outdoor stuff, to talking animals, to, you know, all sorts of stuff. And the only thing that's remained consistent on it was me bringing my personal life, not really personal life, but me bringing my life into it and talking about my daily activities. I don't want to bring the Vloggin' Life name back. That name is long gone, dead. I like Skivinz better. But that's what this channel is going to be. Like I say, it's going to be just me doing daily vlogs. Well, not daily vlogs, but vlogs. They could be daily. Like, I won't be working 24/7, 365. There could be some shorter videos, but there'll be a video every day. At least I'll try to. Unless I can't, then... well, you know what? Promises can't be kept, right? I'm just doing this for a hobby. It's fun. A lot of people didn't realize I lost my AdSense back in March, and I made a video about that on my fat bike. I talked about that, where my AdSense was revoked due to not having enough hours viewed, and it's because I wasn't making videos back then. I kind of stopped making videos. I stopped streaming because I just got so depressed and mentally burnt out that I just picking up the camera. I didn't want to portray that side of me to you guys. I didn't want you to see that, because I used to let you guys see that, and I don't like that side of me. I don't want that side of me to ever come back. So the solution was, don't pick up the camera, don't make video. And because I don't have any videos that are constant hitters, you know, like I used to have the editing videos that got a lot of attention. I used to have all sorts of videos that got a lot of attention, but now they're kind of old and stale and they don't get that attention anymore. So it's kind of a pain in the ass that there's no residual income, or not even income anymore. Residual hours coming in off of those. Like, there's barely anything. The Punta Cana friggin' bikini contest still gets a couple views here and there. And the for some reason, putting an SSD in a netbook is getting traction. Like, netbooks have been long gone dead for at least 5 years now, I would think. And people are still wondering if there's a potential goodness to put an SSD in a netbook. And one kid claimed I broke his because he followed my tutorial and he broke his. So obviously didn't follow it right. Anyway, who cares? Not my pig, not my farm. But those two videos still getting some traction. And my hair cutting one that I did with that orbital hair cutter, that's still getting some traction. But a lot of them don't get any views. So like, I average on daily 800 views a day. So the 300 from this and then 500 from the other videos. Okay, that's fine. But I'm still not hitting the 4K hours that they're looking for partnership. Now, obviously, if I get into, I told you, if I get into streaming, let's do more streaming. But like, now I got the girlfriend. One day she'll be on the videos and things will be more active and stuff. But right now, it's not the case, and I can't tell you when she's going to start being a part of the videos. It's just going to happen one day. Another thing I got to mention to you guys is the battery that I bought for the GoPro. The cheap $14.99 one. Yeah, what a waste. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can film at 1080-30, but the moment you kick her into friggin' 2.7K at 60, the battery can't keep up and the camera turns off, so I had to go back to the old inflated balloon battery. I'm gonna have to actually buy the proper battery for this freaking camera in order to make it work, which sucks because that's $29.99 or $24.99, somewhere around there. And I already blew $14.99 on that battery because I was like, oh, well, looked it up on the internet and they said it's compatible, so pitter patter, let's put her in there and get her did. But that's a hard no. That's a hard no. It's not compatible. It sucks. So, and I can't return it because it was clearance, no return. But I don't know, whatever. I'll find a use for it. I'll find somebody out there with a GoPro Hero 7 who needs a battery and I'll hand it off to them. Just get rid of it. If I could find a cheap GoPro Hero 7 Silver or something, I'd probably pick that up and just use it for a second angle at 1080p 60. The Hero 7 and Hero 8 at 1080p, they look the same. Who cares? So... But anyway, guys, that's what I got to say to you is I know a lot of you guys like the realism I bring to the channel. I know a lot of you guys like the random content. You never know what I'm going to produce for a video the next day. A lot of people don't like that because they show up for one thing and then I never do it again. And then they're like, well, what the hell am I here for? And they unsubscribe. You know, losing the subscribers doesn't bother me. Other people like to bring it up to me. I don't know if they're fishing for me to get mad and stuff or what the case may be, but it never bothered me losing subscribers because I unsubscribe from channels all the time. If I lose interest in a certain content, like I've been subscribed to people and it's like Yak Pack. I was subscribed to him. I liked his content, but then every video felt like the same thing. Like, oh, we're going to go to freaking Bass Pro and spend $25 on lures and catch fish out of a pond that I know has fish in it. And it's a tiny pond, so I know they're going to bite. So they could literally put a stick with a friggin' treble hook on it on the end of a rod and send it out there and the fish will bite it, you know? So I got kind of bored of that. So I quit watching him. People I like to watch are people like, I really like watching Pig Patrol because he will fish the weirdest places like dirty old spillways or these tiny little creeks that are like, there's no fish in there. And all of a sudden he pulls out like a kegger carp and it's like, how did that carp survive in there? Like, what was he doing? Just sitting on the bottom and hoping freaking grub show up? Like, it's hilarious watching that guy, especially because of his expressions. Like he just loses it when like he gets a big fish on. It's funny. But like a lot of the guys that, like the Guggen squad that fish, it's like they always go to the same location, and you can tell it's the same location because you've seen that beach front or that pond front or whatever the hell you call the front of a pond, the bank, whatever. On every other video, you know they're going to catch the same bass they caught last time, and it's going to be a couple ounces heavier because the thing's been feeding. Kind of boring. And I get that with my channel, that my channel produces content that's also kind of boring, hence why people are unsubbing. And I don't fault anybody for it. It makes sense. If you don't like the content, you don't need to leave a derogatory comment. Like I unsubscribed from Yak Pack, but I didn't go on there and say, bro, find another pond, you idiot. You're always fishing the same pond. How is this a challenge? You know where the fish are. No, let the guy make his content however the hell he wants. It's not my pig, not my farm. I'll just pull my ticket. No big deal. I don't need to watch it. And if something comes up in my suggested view of his that looks interesting, then I'll check it out. But if it doesn't, then so on and so forth, right? And that's what you do. Don't need to leave hate comments. Don't need to leave anger comments. They took away the dislike button, so you can't even dislike the video, but, well, you can, but I don't understand the logic behind that either. It's kind of stupid. Like, imagine, if you will, YouTube takes away the dislike button. Well, the dislike counter. So you can't see how many people disliked a video. The logic I read from this was so that the reason being is so that the artists themselves, like me, I wouldn't see how many dislikes are on my video, therefore I wouldn't be upset. Like, can you imagine catering to people like that? Like, keep all the offensive stuff away from them so that they're not offended. Oh wait, I just described 2016 and so forth in a nutshell. Okay, anyway. But you literally can click the dislike button. Now, in the YouTube studio, anybody out there who's a creator, you know, you can see your like to dislike ratio still. So who are they protecting with the dislike button? I don't know. I honestly don't know. You either like the video or dislike it. I like the dislikes. I used to love it for if I was gonna go and watch a tutorial on something like something for my car, especially because I'm not a pro mechanic. So if I'm gonna Google search how to, I don't know, what the hell did I do recently on the trans? Or, okay, something I'm gonna be doing next year. How to change, or easy way to change out the hood struts on a 1988 Pontiac Firebird. Literally, I already know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use that broom and I'm going to jam it in there and keep it up while I put the new struts in. But no, like if I wanted a video like that and I came across a video that had 50 likes and 3,000 dislikes, that right there tells me that the tips and tricks this guy's giving are either invalid or he never offered a solution in the video at all. And there's a lot of cases like that. Like for instance, this media mod. I've been researching on YouTube fixes for the mic. And before they removed the dislike button, I looked everywhere. And the videos, every video I came across had a whole bunch of dislikes. And only one video had no dislikes on it. And it was valid. And it was literally the guy bitching the GoPro. He didn't have a fix. He said, problem with medium mic was the name of the video. So I'll let him have it. And he literally said, the medium mic cuts out all the time when you're using the onboard mics. I haven't been able to successfully use a wired mic. GoPro hasn't produced a firmware update for the GoPro Hero 8 and he literally dropped everything and he hashtagged the GoPro team on it. They actually commented saying there was a fix in the works, but this video was put out back in 2019 when the GoPro Hero 8 and the media mod first came out. So it's like, great. Yeah, there's a fix in the works. Okay, guys, that was 3 years ago and we're still running the same firmware. I don't know what fixed this thing. It just works. It gets audio. That's cool. That's awesome. You know, because I really wanted to use a mic on this. The whole idea why I got this was for the fishing videos. So I could have a mic with a dead cat on it. So if the wind picked up, you guys didn't have to listen to the sound of newspapers being crumpled. I wanted better audio for the fishing. I wanted to be able to plug in not only a microphone, but a battery pack so I could record the whole fishing session and just cut out all the bullshit in between the catches. And all of a sudden, everything works. This thing works fine. So that's freaking awesome. I still got to get a new battery for it, but that'll happen one of these nights. Not tonight, because I got to put a workout in yet. So I just thought I'd come down here and do a video. But yeah, so that's why I missed the dislike button. Not to set anybody off because they can't handle criticism. You know, if you can't handle criticism and you're making YouTube videos, boy, oh boy, are you in the wrong freaking area. If you can't handle criticism and you're on social media in general, bro, pack it up, pack it in, shut her down, get off of social media. Because social media is all about talking shit to people. That's what it is. You know, everybody's strong behind a keyboard and a mouse, but they get in your face and they shut right the hell up. If you can't take somebody on YouTube or Reddit or freaking Twitter, TikTok, whatever else is out there now, telling you how it is and making comments on your productions, then you're in the wrong area and you need to pack it up. Like I get told all the time, like people are like, clean the cat litter box, or man, your house is disgusting. How can you film that? Well, you want to know how I can film that? There's a button on the top of the camera. It's got a red thing on it. When you press it, it starts filming and then I just film it. That's how it works. Did you know that? Now you do. I got your back, Jack. Bitches be crazy. But anyway, guys, I'm going to shut her down here because, like I said, I got a workout I got to do. And then I got to get some food into me and get to bed early tonight because tomorrow's another early start. Forgot to tell you, they had me clocked in to start at 8 o'clock this morning. Guess what time I woke up at? If you guessed 8 o'clock, boom, shakalaka. So I was like 10 minutes late getting in, but I told the boss, I'm like, hey, when did you guys update that? And he's like, oh, we did it on Saturday. And I'm like, and you expected me to check that on the weekend? You're brave. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like button. If you didn't, well, you can click that dislike button. You don't know how many people did that, but whatever, who cares, right? Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.